Well, hey everyone, how's it going out there? I hope you're all doing really well at this point in time, because the last couple updates I've done, there's been a lot of highs and lows and weird twists going on in the last several weeks or whatnot, or whatever it is. And here's a little personal update before I get into channel stuff and all these other interesting, fun things I gotta talk to you guys about. So, got through the sleep issues, and then for some reason I ended up getting struck with a head cold. I got all congested and everything in the middle of summer, and I started being hunched over a goddamn humidifier for 6 days, downing cold medicine like it's the middle of flu season or some nonsense. So, that was the weirdest thing. And that was right when I was trying to start working on the In the Mouth of Madness review, because I got the Blu-ray and I got this head cold, and just like I didn't feel up to getting up and doing my usual thing, because it's all congested, my head feels all pressured and all this type of stuff, and you're tired and all these different things, and you still gotta go to work and everything. So that went through everything, all that type of stuff. Then I started having slight relapse of sleep issues, but I'm resolved back to everything now. And last week I kind of had got to a certain point where things, after I got this head cold and all these different things, I had shot the review, but I wasn't feeling like everything was in the right mindset for me to be productive and constructive, to be working on editing and everything, and all this other nonsense I had going on. I just had so many things kind of clogged up in my brain, and things were just all in the wrong headspace. So I just kind of took off and drove off back down to where I used to live, which is like about an hour away or whatnot, and just seeing all the old sites and kind of being recentered back into some place that felt very familiar after I've been so kind of like cooped up in here and all this type of stuff, and not going out and doing things and not experiencing anything, and just kind of like stuck at home dealing with the head cold and going off to work, and the minor little things in between. Just felt like I become so closed in. I just took off and drove down there and just went off and just enjoyed myself, just being back in all the old surroundings I used to have. It felt very comforting and felt very reinvigorating to everything. Just flush out all the shit that had been clogged up in my head for so long, and just kind of coming up to a culmination of a lot of bullshit and everything, and just like it's gotten my head clear, it's got me back on track, it just got me feeling more like myself and everything from day to day and all that type of stuff. And the cool type of thing is that there's a Judas Priest Deep Purple concert coming back down there to the amphitheater where I used to live and everything about next week. So I took the day off. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to have a fun time one way or another. Whether Trent can join me or not, uncertain, because kind of difficult for him to get down there, considering he only gets off work like an hour before when the concert is going to start, and he's got to drive, go all the way home and come back down here, which is well over an hour's worth of stuff and everything. So trying to negotiate, see if he can get off work earlier to join me and everything, and we'll just buy our tickets at the box office then, because there's usually always stuff, tickets, seats, really good seats available, and obviously day of the show they want to sell as much as they can, so they usually discount the prices, just get as many people in there. So we've done it time and again, and it's worked out really well for us. So it's not like the concert I've really kind of wanted to go for this summer. There's been a couple other shows I've wanted to get to, but some of them just haven't had dates in Chicago, or it was kind of like the wrong point in time for me to go off, take a day off work when my finances weren't as strong as I wanted to, because I would have had to drive into the city, pay $20 for parking, and then on top of the cost of $40, $50 for the ticket. So it's like I'm dropping a lot of money on something and expending a lot of time and a lot of things, and where it was just wasn't working out just right. But this is perfect. Nice suburban location, everything. I don't have to pay for weird parking and whatnot, so I get to drive down there, go out a couple hours early, re-experience some of the places I haven't been to in a long time, and just enjoy myself. It'll probably be like a $35 ticket, so it's like it's a really good thing. I saw Deep Purple a long time ago. I saw them twice. One time, I don't remember who else was on the bill or whatnot, but the second time was with Dio and the Scorpions, and let me tell you, the Scorpions blew the fucking place apart, man. They were phenomenally good and everything. They were kind of like in this sort of alternating headlining spot in the tour and everything. So that night, Scorpions went on first, blew everything away, and then Deep Purple came up and we weren't quite as impressed as we were kind of like the year before when they were here on another tour or whatnot. But since then, Perfect Strangers has become one of my favorite songs of all time. So to go off and see these guys again, hear one of my favorite songs ever performed live, definitely good. And Priest is always good shit. I know I got a whole bunch of their old like remastered albums or whatnot from like 17 years ago or whatnot when they did the remasters, which were fantastic remasters. So I know plenty of their catalog. I haven't really sampled their new album, but I'll probably throw it up on Spotify and just kind of listen to it a little bit here and there and just get a taste of it here and there. Because I've heard a few tracks, but I never really just went off and delved into it despite liking what I heard. So there's a lot of that. So I'm going to definitely go to that concert and have a good time, get myself out of the house, and just experience something, because I really need to be doing that a lot more. And just because I sit around and do this stuff trying to get more stuff done around here, I need to get out and experience life and just have that fuel everything else that I'm trying to do in sorts of just being constructive or creative, stuff like that and everything. So a lot of stuff in this update is going to be kind of like music based or whatnot. I got some minor things about movies or whatnot to get up with you, but that's kind of the personal update of me kind of getting reinvigorated back out into the world and doing things, and not let all these other things that kind of drag me down in life dictate what my life is. So I'm trying to diversify what I'm doing and where I'm going and planning other things that are not just work. So trying to enjoy life. So there's that. And all the stuff with the current channel stuff, I put out the In the Mouth of Madness review, which I think turned out really, really well, because I did the review 5 years ago when things were very much in the building blocks of the channel, where presentation wasn't all that fantastic. Kind of really regret a lot of the ways I did the horror reviews back then. And so I've really evolved a whole lot in terms of my analysis, my approach, my presentation of things. So with the new Scream Factory Blu-ray out, it was a perfect time to do it. And I was just very much like, go ahead and take care of that and everything. And after I got through a couple of my personal hurdles, spent the weekend editing the review, got it up on Patreon, and then obviously went live on YouTube and everything. And kind of the interesting thing is that in the process of all this type of stuff, Julie Carmen was already on Twitter and everything, and I ended up following her, and then she decided to follow me back and whatnot, because I guess, as she says in her sort of log line there, that she does follow nice people on occasion. So she did that, and after I tweeted out that the video was live and everything, that everyone could go off and watch it now, she actually ended up watching the review and was very much pleased by what I had to say about the film, because she retweeted it out with her own tweet, just saying how much, just endorsing it, basically just saying, lovingly recapping the whole film and sharing my love and my passion about the film and everything. So she watched the review and retweeted out. It's got a lot of likes and whatnot. So if any of you have kind of jumped in the channel through that, I'm very much appreciative for Ms. Carmen to have taken that kind of time to watch the review and everything and retweet it out, and being very appreciative of what I put together as a major fan of that film and everything. So I was very much taken aback by the fact that she did that. It was like a strong impact of her doing that. So I was very humbled and very much a little bit self-conscious, get that kind of type of way when someone like that, a star of a film that you very much love, takes that kind of interest in what you've done, reciprocating that type of love of the film and everything, and taking that time to actually watch the review I did and everything. It was a major thing that I very much thank her for, that she took that time and appreciation for a fan and put that back out there and everything. So that was a major thing for me. And Steve and I did our commentary for Halloween Resurrection. I'll be posting that up very soon. And it was a fun type of thing doing it. I think we had a much stronger experience doing that than H2O. Just a lot more stuff we could get into, a lot more things we thought were just kind of fun about the film and whatnot. But it's a lot of interesting stuff for us to have gotten into. So I think you guys are going to really enjoy that review, that commentary and everything. And from there on out, we're probably going to do a couple little kind of one-off type of things here and there or whatnot. Not really going to do too much franchise stuff, I don't think. Again, I have never watched the Rob Zombie Halloween films. I'll see if I can build myself up to want to watch them or whatnot. It's kind of very, very trepidatious. I've got some friends with very differing opinions about films than I do, that do kind of like his stuff. I've got some friends that absolutely do not like his stuff at all with the Halloween franchise. So I'll see where things go from that point on, but we're going to be batting around a couple titles here and there. Some horror, some stuff that's not. So we're going to keep a variety going, but Steve's probably back in town from his little trip down south for something, and see what we want to do in the next couple weeks and see what just seems right for us. I did kind of have a one-off remark about something during the Halloween Resurrection commentary that you'll hear soon that we'll probably end up doing anyway, so a couple of things we got batting around in ideas here and there and everywhere. But next review is kind of a little bit uncertain because I do have a few things on order right now. I ordered a used Blu-ray for Predators, which the new film from Shane Black will be coming out in under a month. So that review will be coming sometime in the next couple weeks. Whether it's going to be the one I do this weekend or whatever it is, we'll find out. But right now, nothing else is really sparking my interest to just jump right into it. So that might just be what I jump into because it's easy to do so. And did finally get a notification from DeepDiscount.com that the Umbrella Entertainment release of Razorback, the Russell Mulcahy film that he did before Highlander, this Ozploitation film that looks absolutely stunning. I got back in stock, so I ordered my copy, and should be here eventually, but have never actually seen the film, just seen some clips and a trailer or whatnot, but it looks absolutely stunning. I love Mulcahy's eye for things, and I've heard really good things about the film. So this is a 4K restoration. It's got a whole bunch of archival stuff on it and brand new bonus features, so I'll definitely be taking the time to enjoy that and get into that. And whether I get to it sooner, I don't know, but it's definitely on the list for Forever Horror Month, guys. So I've been doing a lot of horror stuff lately, but I do want to do some things to kind of diversify it up before I get to October, so it doesn't seem like so samey or whatnot. So do Predators, probably find some action film here and there. Kind of thinking about maybe doing a Hard Target, because it's almost like a film, I've watched it like 2 or 3 times the last couple of months, where I could almost just do the review without having to watch it again or write up notes. I kind of have everything right in my brain of what I want to say, but we'll see. I just give it a little time to kind of do Predators and see where things go from there, and just maintain, again, a variety of things around here and everything like that. So those things are on order. They'll be coming around sometime soon, so we'll find out what happens there. And Guys Van Hemme and me are kind of batting around ideas for another music video that we want to do to support their album Avalon. We're trying to just figure out exactly which track is the best one to go for in terms of making it visually distinct, because we did the Revengeance video a couple months back, and that was very much straightforward, performance only, stark imagery type of stuff. Want to make sure that if we're doing another thing that we can make it different enough to make it distinct. So that's kind of my thing as the filmmaker and everything, the guy shooting it and planning all this out, to make sure that we have a distinct vision for what we want to do with this one. So trying to figure out exactly which song is going to fit that the best. And so we've got 2 different things we're going back and forth on, and we'll just have to figure it out in the next couple of weeks what settles on what we'll settle on, and what fits the desires of what we need to in terms of the promotion for the band and everything else. And they are apparently going to start getting their live act back together and everything. So hopefully we'll get some dates put together for the guys soon, and you can start shooting some more live videography stuff, because I miss doing that. So hopefully that all comes together in the next couple weeks, months, whatnot. So we'll get some nice, new, fresh stuff out there. And I've been working on a short horror film script that I've mentioned recently, but I haven't really got much back into it, despite not really needing to do a whole lot more with it. But it's just been all the other stuff I've been dealing with lately, here and there and everything, to get the stuff ready for the channel and all this type of stuff, to kind of focus on that, get that in the forefront, and kind of hopefully fall back and work on the script a little bit here and there. So it's only like 5 or 6 pages, but I just want to make sure that I get actually the ending put together for it, which is the main thing. and all that type of stuff. So that it's kind of a nice horror thriller type of script and whatnot. So trying to figure out something I can do very much like in one day type of thing. Get together a really small cast, a nice solid crew, and shoot everything like one location or whatnot. So that should be something that's very doable and not kind of overdo things in terms of too grandiose or too many things that we have to plan and have fall apart here and there. So kind of smaller type of thing, and hopefully build up as I go along, getting myself back into the groove of all that type of stuff. And like I said, I want to talk a little bit more music, this type of thing. So I've kind of gotten the film stuff out of the way, music videos type of stuff, all these things. So I don't talk about music as much around here. And like I said, there's not as much stuff to talk about in terms of films right now. But I do have, I want to mention that I did pick up these two titles recently, Avengers Age of Infinity War on Blu-ray and everything. And sat down and watched it last night, and it was just as good as it was when I saw it on opening weekend. So I was thoroughly entertained, still enjoyed it, still impacted by it. It's a really fun type of thing. I'm going to be definitely giving a lot of time to that. And I got the Severed Films release restoration of The Changeling, which apparently they did post up today that there is a slight issue with the 5.1 surround track on this, where there's a couple of sound effects missing, sort of off-camera type of things that were missed when they're remixing the whole thing. But apparently the stereo track is fine, but they're going to be working on authoring a brand new replacement discs and everything. So already sent my email into them with my receipt, and hopefully it's going to take a couple weeks to do all the replication and whatnot, but that will be hitting up in due time. So when I do eventually watch this, I'll watch the 2.0 track. And when they eventually get the replication done and the discs out, I'll enjoy the surround tracks, and obviously I'll delve into the special features as well here. But like I said, I want to talk a little music here and everything, and really jazzed up. There's a new Alice in Chains album coming out very, very fucking soon. It's like I've been counting the days. As I post this, will be 8 days away or whatnot, and I've been hearing the new tracks they put out, and they're absolutely fantastic. They got a whole different... a little bit of a different vibe. Some of the stuff is a lot more heavier. Some of it's just a different air to it or whatnot. But it's like, this is a band that just kills it every single time. I've got every single Alice in Chains album. Sure, the box set. I never got that. Got a few tracks, 1 or 2 tracks or whatnot off of iTunes, but I never sought out the box set because a lot of the stuff was already stuff I already had. And a lot of stuff was just demos and whatnot. But regardless of that, all their major album releases I have. Everything from Facelift, Dirt, self-titled, the EPs they put out, Nothing Safe, Best of the Box. I've got all the albums they put out in the last 10 years or whatnot. So I'm a fantastically enthusiastic Alice in Chains fan. I've got the live DVD. I've got the Music Bank DVD as well. So it's like I've gathered up so much Alice in Chains stuff over the years. I've just been listening back to all this stuff and listening to the new tracks. I absolutely cannot wait to just get that freaking new album in my hands and listen to it thoroughly. I just cannot wait. And I didn't see him on tour or whatnot anytime recently. I did see him several years ago or whatnot, but I don't have much of a memory of it. But hopefully, because they went on tour this summer, and then they're releasing the album on the 24th, and then they're picking up and doing more dates throughout the rest of the year or whatnot. So I'll see if they come back around maybe after the new year or whatnot. I can check them out at a nice venue or whatnot and just get into them a little bit more intimately or whatnot. So before I was at the big amphitheater, I was way back, so I didn't get to see them that well. And again, it was kind of maybe more of a supporting act set or whatnot. So hopefully a new tour, they'll come back around to Chicago and do like a full headlining set and everything. So I'll definitely enjoy the new album. I know I am. I've already enjoyed the first 3 tracks they put out. They all sound fantastic. I love the lyrical content they're putting out. It's very interesting type of stuff. They've always put together fantastic type of stuff, interesting, weighty type of lyrics and everything, and just the sound has always just been said that just empowers me so much. It's like, it's the band that just does something so much more. Because I mean, I love the metal stuff. I listen to Metallica all the time, all that type of stuff, Megadeth, Judas Priest, Pantera, all that type of stuff. But there's something about Alice in Chains. It's just like there's that great heaviness that I love, but there's always such a such a quality to the lyrics that they put together, such a something that is always so personal about what they put into it, such a dark, drudging type of thing, but it has so many different qualities overall because Jerry Cantrell's an amazing songwriter, and everything he puts together with his band or solo or whatnot, he's always put so much personal stake into the quality and the lyrical content, all these different things. So can't wait for a new Alice in Chains album to come out. So just like I'm just excited and everything. So there's that, and there's this other band that I kind of stumbled upon randomly on. It just came up like a YouTube recommendation a couple months ago with one of their music videos, and this is a Swedish rock band that is straight out in 1987 called Crazy Licks. Now you might know these guys if you are a fan of the Friday the 13th, the video game that came out, because they did like 2 songs for the soundtrack of that. And this is the album that I came off with called Rough Justice, their most recent one. We're working on another album as well, and it's like, these guys are fucking awesome. Just this album alone just like screams 1987 hair metal rock and everything. Just like you could see with their sound and their presentation, their look and everything, these guys could have been touring. If they were around 30 years ago, they would have been touring with like Dokken. They have that vibe, the great thing going on. Just like their music videos are really cool and whatnot. Just got all these fantastic things just tapping directly into that. And apparently these guys have been around for like 15 fucking years, and no one's told me about them until like a couple months ago, because YouTube recommendation came up, and I watched their video for Wild Child. It's absolutely fantastic track, wonderful video. Just like these guys are awesome and whatnot, and just like I absolutely love it. Just crank this stuff up. It's awesome. It's just absolutely just the 80s come back to life. So I mean, if you're looking for a band, fresh music, whatnot, that reflects that mentality and that sort of songwriting quality, the sound of it, these guys are right on the pulse of that type of thing. I just absolutely get charged up listening just to this album. I've got to listen back and more Spotify stuff for them and get into their earlier albums and whatnot. And like I said, they're in the studio again working on more stuff. So it's like it was such a thing that it kind of an odd timing and whatnot, because I kind of like just discovered them, and they were like playing like maybe like 20 minutes away from me before I even kind of like really learned any of their songs. So it's like they were playing up in like Schaumburg, Illinois or whatnot, and they were having a show there. It's like I just discovered these guys a couple of days ago. So it was like, oh, okay, well, bad timing, bad luck, but next time these guys come around, I've got to check these guys out live, man, because they look fucking phenomenal and everything. So wonderful type of stuff there and everything. And just metal is not the only thing I'm into. I'm into all kinds of music. I mean, I love stuff from like Foreigner, Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks type of stuff. I listen to Prince. I listen to all types of 80s pop music. I just listen to, again, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, all these different things. Just like I've got such a eclectic, wide spectrum of taste with music and everything that whatever it is like there's always something in my iTunes stuff or whatnot, always in my collection, that's going to find the mood that I'm in for, the vibe that I'm going for, whether it's something that is aggressive or something a little bit more mellow or something that is a little bit more emotional here and there and everything. So it's like I've got so many different tastes and different things that reflect different aspects of me that they're just very inspiring and very, very much kind of drive me in different places and whatnot. And one of the artists I've been very much into lately, pretty much for building up over like the last 10 months or so, is Michelle Branch. That she put out this really awesome album last year after facing a lot of stuff over like maybe like the last 10 years or whatnot, where she was kind of fighting with her label with so many things that she was trying to do, because apparently for a number of years Warner Brothers Records was really in this constant state of turmoil of just changing regimes and changing leaderships and staff changes all over the place, almost from a week-to-week basis, that you didn't know who was in charge of the damn label to be able to get anything going for. So it's like it stemmed all the way back to like when she was doing stuff, the collaborations with Santana, where I originally kind of encountered her stuff. That she did the one the first one was Game of Love, which she was very much pleased to do and everything, but the second one, she got kind of pressured into it from her label when she was trying to do this sort of country music duo type of thing with Jessica Harp and everything, and she kind of got pressured into that when she was kind of like 5 months pregnant or whatnot, and having this other album kind of pushed back or whatnot, and being held off and whatnot. She was having a lot of troubles back then with them, and then she tried to record one album, and then she tried to record another album. She put together 2 albums full of stuff that just never got released or whatnot, because she would turn in an album on like a Thursday, and then there's completely different people involved by Monday and whatnot, and one person liked the album, and the next person in charge didn't like the album, didn't want to put it out. So it's like she was dealing with so many frustrations and setbacks and all these different things for years and years and years. She kept going out and trying to promote an album that would never be released. She'd be interviewed about albums and having release dates, and these release dates would come and go and nothing would happen. And some things got released as EPs, or things got music videos shot that never got released as actual album releases. So it's like she was put through the ringer so much for all these years, dealing with all this type of stuff, after she had 2 multi-platinum selling albums and a fantastic collaboration, Grammy-winning collaboration with Santana, and just got put through the ringer so much. And she went through like a divorce and falling in and out of love and all these different things, which resulted in this fantastic album called Hopeless Romantic, that is produced by the Black Keys' Patrick Carney, who pretty much got into listening to her demos and getting very much into what she wanted to do with all these songs that she kind of built up after all this turmoil she had been through all these years and everything. And even after the new label that she signed on to, the guy in charge didn't like these songs that were previewed for him. Patrick Carney actually self-financed the album for her to make sure that this thing got done, because he believed so much in what she wanted to say, the art that she wanted to put out there, the music she wanted to create, that he self-financed the entire production of the album, not caring what the hell the damn label guy was going to say. And eventually that guy got kicked out and someone else came in, and they were very much pleased to have her go on and have this released and promote it and everything and put out a nice tour. But she did get dropped by the label, sadly, at a certain point and everything. But regardless, I'm talking about what this album is, and this album has such a great vibe to it overall that, again, it deals with so much emotional context to what she went through, with so much of the heartbreak and so much of this kind of this vulnerability, but there's also this strength to these songs, and there's a certain edge to it. There's a certain toughness to everything that she puts into this album and whatnot, that it has such a self-reflective, autobiographical quality of everything that she went through, and trying to deal with that, and trying to kind of just reflect upon all this type of stuff she had been put through emotionally and everything, with the divorce and all these different things they kind of weave through together and everything. And I just absolutely love every single track on this album, all 14 tracks. I can listen to this front to back time and time again, over and over again. I love every single song on this. I think she just put together an amazing album with Carney, everyone else she collaborated with. It has such a great rock vibe to it. There's such a ambiance and atmosphere to it that just has such an appealing quality to me, that she did want to focus so much on this, like guitar, bass, drums, just have a sense of a band there overall and everything, and just create such a great sound to it. Just has a weight to it overall. What Carney brought to the production quality of it just has a certain, again, a toughness to it. All these types of things, that all the songs that came together with this whole thing just have such an emotional weight to it, such a drive towards it, and just like you just feel the journey that she went on, creating all this music and everything she went through in her life at this point in time to come up with this whole thing. I think she did a phenomenal job putting this together. Sadly, I ended up learning and getting into the album in about October last year, which was after the entire tour kind of wrapped up and everything, and so I haven't been able to see her live, but I absolutely definitely want to be able to do that and everything, because I just have grabbed up every single album that she's put out there, from her first independent release to the truncated EP of country songs she put together. I've never liked country music ever before, but the quality of the heartfelt nature of what she puts together as music transcends all this type of stuff. Whatever she does, however she arranges these songs that she puts together, whether it's just a simple acoustic version or a full-out rock version or whatnot, she has such a great quality and talent as a musician to have these songs continue to have a power and a certain penetrating quality with everything she does, lyrically, musically. Everything just has a great vibe to it that I've loved every single track. I've enjoyed every single track and every single album that I have in my hands here, and just everything else that I've grabbed off digital releases of stuff that kind of trickled out here and there from a single or an EP or just something like that that didn't really get as much of a wide release or whatnot. And there's, like I said, albums full of stuff that never officially got released, but there's a lot of tracks you can find up on YouTube that kind of get leaked out as promotional things here and there and stuff like that. So there's a whole bunch of stuff out there that I've enjoyed every single track of everything she's put out, which is a phenomenal thing to say of someone of that quality and everything. Someone's been writing music, playing guitar since she was 14 years old, got signed at 18 and put out that type of album and toured. And when I watch those videos of her that young going out there and performing, she just has such a great vibe, such a great just energy and confidence, whether it's kind of faking it to make it, as she said, and whatnot. But regardless of that, she put on such a great face when she went out there and performed all these songs, and always came off as a sweetheart when she was interviewed and everything. So it's like she's had such a genuine quality of heartfelt nature to everything she's done, and I can't get enough. I can't wait until she gets back into writing more music, recording more stuff, whatever her fates lead her towards. Right now she's about to have another kid or whatnot with Patrick Carney. They're engaged to be married and everything, so they're having a kid, and so hopefully maybe in the next year we'll start hearing some new tracks and stuff like that. So I can't wait. She's very much enthusiastic about collaborating with Carney again and doing all these types of things. She already did some stuff with him, cover of Horse with No Name and whatnot, so she's always been doing stuff. Even if she hasn't gotten those releases over those years, she was doing performances, she was writing music, she was putting her heart into everything she had. I think she's a phenomenally inspiring artist from all the struggles, all the stuff she went through early on as a young artist, whatnot, and building herself up and dealing with all this bullshit at the label for all those years and all the frustrations. She's a fantastic, amazing type of artist that I just absolutely am thoroughly impressed with, inspired by. Some of her music is kind of inspiring me in terms of being a creative filmmaker, whatnot, kind of incorporating the different vibes, the different sort of emotions that she reflects in her songs, whatnot, are stuff that I want to be able to capture on my own type of stuff. So it's like, it's fed into so much. It's really kind of inspired me, altered mood in a certain way. It kind of brightens my day to listen to a lot of this stuff. And like I said, I go into different types of moods. Sometimes I really do have to put on an Alice in Chains song in the middle of a lot of her heartfelt type of stuff. Sometimes I just gotta tap into a different mood here and there. But everything I just like, whether it's Alice in Chains or Metallica or Hemi or whoever it is, whatnot, it's like there's always thing that just like hits me, and it's all just hits me on different levels, but I also love it on such an equal type of level and just appreciate the quality of a really talented artist and whatnot. So different type of update there, and it's a whole hell of a lot longer than I think I've ever done an update before. But if you guys have hung with me to talk about kind of see insights into a little bit more of my musical taste and whatnot, and kind of delve into that, cool or whatnot. And again, if you're interested, if you've ever been a fan of Michelle's type of stuff, all her stuff is up on Spotify. The new album's there. You can check out a lot of good live performances she did over last year. You can check out a couple of the music videos that were put out for that album, whatnot. I think all of it just inspires me. It's just fantastic type of stuff. Wonderful artist and a beautiful lady. So anyway, guys, I'll be back with some other really cool film-related stuff. So look out for the Halloween Resurrection commentary very, very soon. And be around soon. Take care. Thanks much. Bye-bye.